Hi folks, I'm the trans truther. I search for truth. I want to chat today about Incel and this whole new phenomenon we know of as the Incel movement. It's not new. It's been around long, probably as long as man's been around. There's always people who are envious. We had names for them back when I was younger. Geeks, nerds, and virgins, basically. Dweebs. You can't blame the world because you're not getting any. And they do. They join these groups online because they feel validated. They feel like, hey, there's other people like me who aren't getting any. And basically they get self-validation, and then in order to gain ranks in these groups they have to do atrocious things. And if they think killing people is going to solve anything, it's not, because they're all sitting in jail right now. Didn't work out too well, did it, boys? Look, the whole incel thing it's a self-pity movement. That's what it is. It's poor me, poor me. Look, I'm a 56-year-old transgender, and not even a good-looking one. Not like these 20 and 30-year-olds, okay? I can get laid. So what is their problem? Like, these are young guys doing this stuff. I mean, I know Alec Messinian in Toronto is a little bit older than the other ones, but basically, these are just normal-looking guys. It's the way they act that gets them to where they are. When people see that they're not getting any, maybe they need to make some self-changes, right? Things are picky. Fads change. Like, within a month, things can be all different. One day, wearing Adidas or Cougars or North Stars were the coolest thing on the planet. And then a week later, if you didn't have 2 chunks of wood on your foot, then you were a geek. They would call them clogs. So fashions change, people's human behavior, it all changes. And you have to change with it, and if you don't, then you're going to end up being left behind, and hence the whole poor me bullshit happens. It's something that's so easily solved. If people had less blame to the rest of the world and more look at their own self, okay? Alex Messinian, for instance, was in Seneca College, walking around, twirling his hands, making meowing noises like that. That's not going to get him laid, okay? And then he complains about he can't get laid. This kid just at Santa Fe, he's running around with, Hitler swastikas and, kill people on his jacket and shit. Like, I can't remember what the exact patches and stuff were, but they were all, anti-life, that's for sure. And, it's like these guys don't understand why they're not getting any. You kind of got to look at what the guys who are getting some are doing and maybe do what they do, Personality is not an easy thing to change, but the look is an easy thing to change. And, once you start talking to people, once you change your look and start talking to people, then you'll work in the whole personal aspect, the whole, social aspects. These people, they have no... They're not strong inside. They're very weak. They're all mostly followers. I think there's only one actual leader in the group, and he's probably a follower too. It's natural in behavior in their type of condition, right? I'm thinking we really need to try and expose this whole thing. I don't think there's any way to really stop it. We might be able to alter its course if we can expose it, so that the people know that if they're seen in these groups, that they're gonna basically be seen as geeks and losers and virgins, right? The people in these guys' lives need to step up, okay? If you see one of your family going down a dark path and hanging out alone, get them out with you and your friends and stuff. I mean, how are they gonna socialize if they're alone? That's the whole problem. Look, I spent years and years and years alone because I wanted to. But these guys don't want to. They're just young kids, and they want to be in the groove. They want to be in the know, in the group. And they can't if they're socially awkward. They'll be laughed at and called geeks and sent packing. So it's kind of up to family and friends, family and people who know them to step up and kind of lead them away from that and let them know that, why don't you do this or try this, or, I want you to grab these clothes instead of wearing, a lumberjacket and a pair of jeans that don't fit you right, and beat up old shoes that probably smell really bad. A lot of these kids are just, they're misfits. They're like the misfit toys from Misfit Island, and it's just, well, like I say, they're wallowing in their own pity. It's not like they're looking to change the situation. They just want to blame everybody else for their misgivings, and it's all their own fault. Yet they want to do these mass murders and shit. That's not how to solve the problem. And in order to stop this, we need to expose it. It's a very dangerous thing. Back when I was young, like, geeks and the nerds, their big revenge was making those movies, Revenge of the Nerds and stuff, and all that kind of stuff. Like when computers came out, they were the ones we had to run to fix our computers. And we didn't know anything about that. We were the cool kids. We were hanging in the schoolyard and smoking and stuff. So they were the ones that learned the computers and stuff. And actually, the meat didn't inherit the earth, if you look at technology now. So, where'd that leave all of us, right? Look, I spent a lot of time alone, okay? Like I said, I chose to, but you have to be a leader to be able to be on your own. If you're a follower and you're by yourself, you're going to end up going insane. These people are not leaders at all, and what they need to do is step up and change themselves before they try and change the world. Killing people isn't changing anything. They're still not going to get any, are they? Maybe from Butch in prison, but that's not what they want. I think they had a different idea of sex. So basically, no, I really want to expose this. This is dangerous. This is just a dangerous thought process that you can kill your way out of loneliness. And usually people commit suicide and do stuff like that, but to run around and commit mass murders and then blame the victims because they were getting something you weren't, that's silliness. It doesn't even compute with me. But in any case, as a transgender who knows what being segregated and excluded and laughed at and stuff, I know all about that. I've been experiencing that most of my life, okay? And the only way to combat it is to be a leader and to be proud of yourself and love yourself, no matter what other people think of you, and not joining these incel groups, these self-pity, loathing bins where people like to go and cry the blues. Trying to make some changes and go get laid. That's what prostitutes are for. Don't you guys have any money? Anyway, I hope this video has helped kind of explain somewhat the whole incel thing. The involuntary celibate is what it actually means. It's what the full term is. Look, we called them virgins back when I was a kid, and eventually things pan out and you find somebody. It's not like the world's at an end. These guys were all young. They didn't even have a chance to live life yet, and they're already making decisions like this. And I'm not saying it's okay at any age, but you can almost see it with someone 50 or 60 who's still a virgin. Then, if they snap, I could almost understand that. But what these kids are doing is, it's a way of bullying back at people who rejected them, and that's not how you do it. So like I said, I hope this video helped a little bit, and I'll talk to you soon.